Being a photographer in Miami who happens to shoot swimwear and happens to have been to a bunch of Miami Swim Week shows in the past, it is not uncommon to not go to Miami Swim Week anymore. Things have changed just a little bit. So this year, instead of just avoiding all the commotion altogether, I pressed the buttons and linked up with Morgan, aka Mr. Toronto, aka the guy I met online and became friends with almost instantly but never met. So it was difficult trying to explain to my wife why her introverted husband is leaving the house for a non-paid job to meet someone he's never met and do a photo shoot with them, which is something I despise doing because I don't like shooting with other people, aka Morgan.xyz on IG. Also, there's Jennifer, our model, my lead assistant Justina, and of course, Florida weather. Not sweater weather, Florida weather. You guys get the joke, let me know in the comments below. Hey, real quick, I want to make this comment about Miami Swim Week. This is mostly geared towards videographers. I saw online a videographer was trying to charge a model $200 to get a video of her walking down the walkway. That's crazy. Don't do that. Do good business. The models are aware that you guys are taking the video that you're doing of them, you post it on YouTube, you're getting paid for your views and whatever other brand deals and stuff comes from it. They are aware that you guys have exclusive tabs on your IG and you have Patreon and you have OF. They're aware of what's happening. So just give them the footage. Just give them the footage. Let them post it on their account. Just like you, they probably did not get paid to be there, but they were there, using their art form. So compensate them with the video. It's good business. If you try to scrape every penny out of every model, out of every scenario, it will mess up your reputation. People will talk and they'll know. Okay? So I'm just saying, just do good business. Good things come when you do good business. You don't have to be so dramatic. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Charging somebody $200 of a video of them that you didn't even set up. You get what I'm saying? Like you just happen to be there. Just do good business, man. Just do good business. All right, so back to the video. Crandon Beach. All right, if you've never been to Crandon Beach, it is not on Miami Beach. It is south of Miami Beach, which is south of South Beach. It's south of South Beach. All right, I'm getting distracted. Okay, Crandon Beach. Go there. Please shoot there. Lots of palm trees, lots of space. You won't get anybody that works there trying to mess with you or trying to figure out what you're doing. You may get one creepy guy sitting in a van, sitting in a truck, and just staring at your model. But other than that guy, you're good to go. Again, there's plenty of palm trees. The water is bluish for the most part. There's sand, and then there's some more sand, and you might find a coconut from time to time. And I still haven't even walked the whole thing, but every time that I do try to do some scouting, I always find something new there. It's a really, really great spot. Now, back to the shooting part. So again, this was Morgan and I shooting together. This isn't something that I normally do at all, but our friendship online reached the point where I trusted the scenario. I've also seen his work, and I knew that he was very serious about photography. So I knew I didn't think he would mess up my flow, and I don't think I would mess up his. We didn't really have a discussion beforehand on how this was going to work. Wait, no. Okay, I take that back. Actually, we planned to do 4 shoots back to back to back to back to back. I don't know if that was enough backs or not. But the weather said, nah, y'all gonna get one. But then it said yes after we left. So I don't think I'll ever trust the weather app again. But because, all right, think about it. It said it was gonna rain and then it didn't rain, but then it did, but then it stopped when it said it was gonna start. Never mind. Okay, so we didn't plan. We didn't plan what we were gonna do as far as who was gonna do what. We just flowed into the scenario. I started shooting first while he was getting his drone set up, and then that allowed me to connect with Jennifer. I really got to get a good feel of her style of posing. Usually, I can immediately tell if a model has experience or not. And then also I can kind of tell what type of stuff they've done in the past. And like always, I had a mood board that was created, but the rain had us rusting just to get what we could get. So what she was doing was her default, which was great. Her default moves were exactly what I wanted. We were immediately on the same page. She elongates a lot. She shifts her weight in a flattering way. Her posing is controlled and strong. And she's just very aware of her body, which was great for me. I love when that part's already figured out and I can kind of put most of my time into composition and lighting and just making sure everything else works together. And then also, if I didn't explain something right, or if Morgan didn't explain something that made sense to her, she would just listen to us until we got it right. She was very determined and very just aware of what to do when we explained things to her. And when things weren't right, or let's say that, or things didn't flow correctly, let's say that something didn't make sense to her that we explained to her, she would just listen to us until we got it right. She didn't get discouraged. She would just keep going until we got it right. Now, okay, I'm gonna get through this. Now, shooting with the N word was weird. You know, I can do this. I don't even think I should be saying this online. Chat, can y'all help me with this? I need somebody to hold my hand. Okay, Dion, come on, do this. A Nikon shooter. I don't even know how to say it. Nikon. I don't know. That didn't feel right to say out loud. I'm sorry. Shooting with another photographer was weird because usually it's just me, myself, and I pressing buttons. But both of us just went with the flow. We didn't try to push our weight around or try to compete with each other. It was more of like sharing ideas and encouraging each other. If one of us found a good angle or something, we suggested to the other person. We didn't rush each other at any point. Like if I needed extra 30 seconds because I saw something I liked, he would just wait. Or if he wanted to do something that I didn't want to shoot, then I would just wait for him. It actually allowed me to think a little bit more than I normally do at photo shoots because I had time to breathe and I didn't have to like interact with a model. I could just sit there and go through my thoughts for a second and then figure out what I wanted to do next. This is not something that I normally do. I keep saying that because I don't know. I'm just not a group shooter. But I can see from this scenario, like with specific photographers, it actually works out really well. I want to give a special shout out to Justina. She really came through in the clutch. She's talented on her own. And also she's went through the school of Alberto photography, which means she knows how I think. She knows how I process things. She knows the way I like for things to flow. Her intuition was key in getting the angles we got for this BTS. She was helping with posing the model at certain points. And then when it rained, she helped grab the gear as expected, but she grabbed the gear quick, put everything in, and we rushed over to find ourselves some cover. Speaking of the rain was just wonderful Florida rain as you expected. This ended up being like our halftime show. We found a covered spot and we chilled for like 15 to 20 minutes talking about life and art and how random all of this is, because that day was also the first day I ever met Morgan and Jennifer. So like it was just a good day. After the rain, we shot the second look, which was probably my favorite look from her. The sun came out and the reflector really showed why it's a must for every single photo shoot that I do. Even if I don't really necessarily need it, it's in my cart because you never know. You can also see Morgan and I switching back and forth trying to find angles of the model that we like and also work around the fact that the sun was shifting. The last look was the most commercial of the three. It reminded me of something like you see in a Target commercial, or let's say that you were looking like a family cruise where everyone is smiling and having a good time. Like that's the swimsuit I would expect the model to be wearing. We chose the lifeguard house as her backdrop and encouraged her to smile and smirk versus her more serious editorial looks. This is because, like I explained to Jennifer, commercial work makes a lot more money than the editorial dramatic stuff. Jennifer preferred not to smile. She literally told me, she was like, yeah, I don't smile a lot, but she has a beautiful smile. So I gave, I said a bunch of random jokes and made some random comments and it made her smile, which was perfect. But I've learned in those scenarios to plant the seed, but not force it. So I didn't keep trying to force her to smile. I got a couple of smiling shots and then we were good to go. She'll be to use those in her portfolio moving forward and definitely get paid jobs with them. Also, being that I live in Florida, I've seen a bunch of photo shoots on these buildings and I generally don't shoot on them just because I don't want to do what everyone has already done. The thought was like, all right, if we're going to shoot there, let's do something dramatic. And Morgan and I both kind of were on the same page about what that meant. And Jennifer was down for it. We drawed off the rail and she just did it. We switched sides eventually to get the sunlight directly on her instead of her being backlit. Even though I preferred the palm trees behind her, I didn't have my strobes out, so I'm like, I had to just defer to the sunlight, which was on the opposite side. After we got those shots, Morgan had the idea of having her sit. I couldn't really get those shots the way I wanted them to because I had a 70-200 on my camera, and I didn't want to switch to the 24 just because I was being lazy. Morgan got those shots, and that was pretty much it. That was a very successful shoot. I'm happy with what we were able to get. I'm glad we waited out the rain because the rain was very, very discouraging. We ended up not doing the other 3 shoots that we wanted to do, but instead, the following day, we linked up at another beach. So that would be another video with a model named Justine, a model named Lynn, and a model named Heaven. So you guys will see that in the next video. Also, in this video, you're gonna see the edits that Morgan has already done. I haven't done my edits yet. I haven't done my full edit. So what you're gonna see from me is the basic edits. And I labeled them in there, but those are my basic edits. I'll probably do another video that shows my final edits, or just post them on IG. So yeah, thank you again for being here. Thank you for checking out this video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel inspired. And most of all, I know we're creating for our friends, family, and network, and our clients, but make sure you're making time to create for yourself. All right, peace.